forecast video, we're forecasting the regional severe weather outbreak later in the afternoon, starting about an hour in North Texas, as well as the big time concerning severe weather threat for Tuesday in a lot of areas that were just hit by significant severe weather. Alrighty, welcome back into another More Weather Forecast video. I'm Beckett Moore, and on Friday we saw, sadly, a significant severe weather outbreak from southern Wisconsin to northern Mississippi. We saw a strong tornado go through North Little Rock, strong tornadoes near the Memphis area, and twin tornadoes, as well as a wedge tornado in Iowa, which I'm saying that like twin tornadoes because I don't think many people were affected by that tornado since it was in farmland. If people were affected by it, obviously I would not be excited about it, but it's not something you see every day. That tornado outbreak caused many fatalities, unfortunately, many injuries. Just was an incredibly dangerous day of severe weather. We saw, upwards of hundreds. We saw hundreds of severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings during that day. Just big thanks to Storm Prediction Center, local meteorologists, national meteorologists, NWS offices, regional NWS officers, and especially storm spotters and storm chasers who helped that day. I was here in St. Louis kind of locally tracking a couple of storms. We didn't get very strong storms here. I did get some mammatus clouds, which are cool, and I did get a double rainbow, but I have those photos. I don't think I've posted them yet on Twitter, but I might do that. So I didn't get many storms, but I know many people unfortunately did get some very, very strong storms, tornadoes. It was a sad tornado outbreak. We saw tornadoes in Illinois as well, just widespread, huge tornado outbreak that I will never forget. But now we got to look towards the future as we do have more severe weather on the way. So looking for today, this severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center is for later this afternoon and into tonight. We do have an enhanced risk of severe weather. You may have heard about it. That is centered around the DFW metro area, south towards Arlington and Waco, and north towards Wichita Falls. This was a slight risk yesterday, but now has been upgraded to an enhanced risk, so more confidence in a possible regional severe weather outbreak. Here we have a 10% hatched area for tornadoes, which is an upgrade as well. That includes Dallas and Fort Worth, so tornadoes will be a possibility. We will have to watch very closely. We do have a huge hail threat, a 30% hatched risk hail threat, meaning there's possibility for large to gorilla hail, which basically means we're going to have big time hail in this area, so keep your cars under something if you're in this area, as there's going to be big time hail storms that could produce all severe hazards. And then wind outlook as well, centered around Dallas and Fort Worth, a 30% hatched area down here in the bottom right. That is going to be another threat. So all severe hazards are possible this afternoon into tonight in northern and central Texas. Let's time this out with the HRRR model. Looking at 2 p.m. So around 2 p.m. we are going to see some storms start to trigger over here towards Abilene and San Angelo. But once we get to 3, this is 3 p.m. and then to 4 p.m. we'll really start to just see storms and supercells erupt across these areas from Austin up towards Waco and into the Dallas area all the way south towards Lufkin here. A lot of these storms are going to have possible rotation on them, as a lot of these storms will be supercells, so tornadoes will be a threat to watch as we go into 4 p.m. These storms will be coming through Dallas and Fort Worth. They're going to be kind of scattered, but widespread, but scattered. So some areas may see strong storms. Some areas just 20 miles south might not see those storms. So it's kind of widespread, but at the same time, it's kind of scattered storms here. So hail is going to be on a lot of these strong storms all the way up to Wichita Falls and south of Norman, Oklahoma. So again, it's important to have your cars indoors. Anything you don't want to get hail dents on. If these storms are heading towards your area, make sure your stuff is indoors. And these will also pack a punch with damaging winds as well. And again, that tornado threat will be something to watch here with these storms. By the time we go into 5 p.m., we get a little bit more curvature on some of these storms into Dallas, north of Weatherford, and south of Dallas. Also, there's going to be a lot of events going on today in Dallas. There's an F1 racing event, apparently. There's a Taylor Swift concert, and the Rangers are playing, as well as an XFL game. So not a good situation. If you're going to those games or concerts or racing events, whatever it is today in Dallas and Fort Worth, make sure you're weather aware, you're tuning into the radar, extremely weather aware. But you can just see the higher the colors, the more likely there is hail to be on these storms, and a lot of these storms are going to be producing significant hail near Dallas and just to the south of Dallas, but especially these storms just to the north of Dallas, near Wichita Falls, Sherman, Weatherford. Those storms are going to have a lot of hail in them by 5 p.m., and then by 6 p.m., we're still having storms around Dallas, moving to the east towards Texarkana, Tyler, and Lufkin, Texas. These storms over here. And as we keep going in 7 p.m., still another round of storms looking likely for Dallas. Hail is going to be a big problem on these storms, damaging winds, tornadoes here as well. And then to 8 and 9 p.m., we'll see those storms start to go into Texarkana, Paris, Texas, down towards Tyler, Texas as well. So we'll see a lot of storms in this area. That's pretty much just the bottom line. There's a lot of storms, hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes possible, with most of the storms clearing out by 10 p.m. in this risk area and weakening as they go farther east into Louisiana. Shreveport will watch for a small severe weather threat by the time we go into late this evening. So that's what we're talking about for severe weather today in northern Texas. Make sure you're prepared for that. Again, have cars indoors if possible in a sort of garage, obviously not in your house, but in a garage or anything, because hail, damaging winds, tornadoes are all something to possibly expect here, and we could have a strong tornado too, especially what I'm thinking is to the east of Dallas here. So I'll be watching the radar. I may go live for this on Facebook, so maybe stay tuned for that. I may go live for this on Facebook. I'll have more information on that on Twitter, so again, stay tuned for that and be prepared for this severe weather later this afternoon into the evening in northeastern and northern and central Texas here. Now, looking at Tuesday, this is a day to watch extremely closely. We have two enhanced risk areas, one including parts of Kansas City, St. Louis, and the Chicago area, as well as southeastern Iowa, southeastern Iowa, northern and northeastern Missouri, and central and northwestern Illinois here, and then another enhanced risk down towards the south into Arkansas, including Little Rock, places south of St. Louis, and into places to the northeast of Dallas here in northeastern Texas, and with a slight risk around that. So another severe weather threat looks likely for Tuesday from southern Wisconsin again all the way down to northeastern Texas. A bimodal setup, which means two areas of concern with severe storms looks to be likely again with this possible severe weather outbreak for Tuesday. A lot of people are comparing this to Friday. A lot of people are hyping this up. I think it's hard to compare this to Friday. I just don't see it being as significant. Could this be a significant severe weather outbreak? Absolutely, and we need to watch it very closely. But just for people hyping it up, they should not be hyping it up. Don't listen to the hype. Listen to measured meteorologists who know what they're talking about and aren't hyping this up, because there's no reason to hype things up unless they're extremely dangerous, like on Friday, but really never a reason to hype things up. Just get the information out. So again, a day to watch very closely will be Tuesday. Again, a bimodal setup will be possible. One area into northernmost southeastern Iowa and northern Illinois, and one area down here into Arkansas, including Little Rock and Texarkana. So again, it will be a day to watch extremely closely. We have a Hatch significant area to watch for the probability of severe weather on Tuesday. The main timing looks to be afternoon into evening, and then into those enhanced areas we do have 30% risk, just like we did looking on the day 3 outlook for Friday before that severe weather outbreak. So there are some comparisons definitely to Friday. I just don't know if we're going to have the significance, the widespreadness of what we did see on Friday. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of hype out there. Just don't listen to it. But again, this will be a day to watch extremely closely. So looking at the latest run of the NAM 3-kilometer mile. We're not going to be able to go far out because, again, this is on Tuesday and it is Sunday. Still, we're pretty close, so I will likely have another video tomorrow updating you guys on this, and if I can't do a video, I may do a live stream on Facebook, but just stay tuned for that. So looking here, around 3 p.m. and now into 4 p.m. on Tuesday, we do see some strong storms start to trigger off here into northern Missouri to the east of Kansas City. Again, timing and location can change a bit here, but as we go into around 5 and then now 6 p.m., those storms are going to be flowing northward into southeastern Iowa and into western Illinois. This will be an area to watch for Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. Also, down south here into Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, another area we'll have to watch for severe weather. NAM 3 kilometer isn't really showing that right now, but we see that a lot with the NAM 3 kilometer as we get the latest runs. This is a 12Z run, the latest run for right now as I'm filming this video around 1:40. So again, changes in the forecast are definitely going to be there. And then going into the last hour, we can see for this model into 7 p.m. on Tuesday, we do see those storms going into Iowa. But the reason why, we're going to have a lot of moisture air, we're going to have a lot of instability flowing up. The low-level jet is going to be bringing moisture. There's going to be instability here as well, but the reason we're not going to see widespread triggering of storms down here into Missouri besides this cluster of storms here is because if we look here at around, let's say 4 p.m. here, and we look at a sounding for near the St. Louis area, you can see, and this will be for much of the St. Louis area Tuesday afternoon, that there is a capping here where the temperature goes, it just kind of just goes that way, and if to the left, this is kind of hard to explain, as the temperature goes to the left on this sounding, the temperature is the red line, that means the temperature is cooling, and what that means is that we're going to have warm air parcels and they're going to go up into cooler air, and that's how we get updrafts of storms. That's how we get thunderstorms to form. But when the air is warm, we call that the cap right here in between this line and this temperature line right here. That's the cap right there, and we're going to have a lot of cap for a place like St. Louis and around there, probably into Tuesday afternoon. That's why we probably won't see those storms. We're going to have a lot of ingredients in place. It's just this cap we are going to need to erode away before we can really see storms in the St. Louis area or in areas really surrounding St. Louis, the bi-state area near St. Louis. So this cap will be something to watch very closely here with the severe weather forecast for the major population center of St. Louis. But the storms over here into northern and central Missouri, by the time we go into 4 or 5 p.m., there won't be as much capping over there. Most of the capping will be over here near St. Louis, and that's why I don't think we're going to see a widespread storms triggering in a lot of places severe weather outbreak. I think we could still see a severe weather outbreak. I just don't know about how significant it could be. And then around 7 p.m., we're going to see a line of storms develop here along the dry line near Kansas City, and this will push eastward. The significance, the strength of this line still needs to be sorted out, so make sure you stay tuned for more updates. So that about wraps up this more weather forecast video. Make sure you're prepared for that severe weather today in northern Texas, and I will have more details on the Tuesday possible severe weather outbreak into from Iowa down through Arkansas and northeastern Texas. I will have more on that likely tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. As always, make sure you subscribe, go follow me on Twitter, and maybe stay tuned for a Facebook Live. I may do that tonight, and I may do that on Tuesday as well. It just depends. I'm going to check out doing that maybe tonight to test out getting prepared for Tuesday. So make sure you check out my Facebook profile, just Beckett Moore on Facebook. You can find me over there. Again, follow me on Twitter, subscribe here. As always, stay prepared out there again for the severe weather today and on Tuesday. Stay tuned for the forecast, and I will see you soon with more weather.